Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Join us. Join us. Come through, come through, come through, guys. Come through. We are here. Happy Monday. We are back. We are back. We are back. Come through, come through. All right. Let me record this. Yes. Happy Monday. We are back. We are back in the lab. Okay, we are doing this for real, for real. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Okay? Because I had a good weekend. I didn't work too hard. I worked, but I didn't work too hard. And you might see me looking two different directions. Don't worry about it because I'm recording myself on another platform for content, because that's what we do. Content queens, that's what we do. We build content. Okay, so hey guys, good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Monday. It is December 12th, 2022. Okay, 2022. We are about to head over to 2023. Look at God. Okay, we are alive. Happy Monday. You made it. You made it. Okay, you made it. How about that? Like, give a round of applause to God, okay? Give a round of applause to Jesus, God, the Most High. Like, listen, tell God thank you because you are here, okay? You are here, all right? Not here, but you are here, all right? Right mind, you can see, you can talk, you can think, you can walk. Amen. Like, for real, we are here. So many people did not live to see this day, this year, period. So you have to give thanks, okay? You have to thank God. Even in silence, you thank God. Out loud, you thank God. All right? So happy Monday. It is December 12th, 2022, 5 o'clock p.m. over here on the East Coast. We are alive and well. Y'all like my earrings? I like it. I want it to be a little festive tonight as well. You know, I'm rocking the red color, okay? I rebranded red, black, and white. My earring, my hair, like what's going on with my brows? Okay, y'all see the burgundy brows? Because baby, we are having this tonight. We are having this season. We are having this going into the next season, the next year. How about that? Okay? Yes, you all may hear like punging noise because I guess I have some new tenants moving in, so they're ponging noise and they're doing what they do. So if you can hear it, just you know, excuse me. I don't have control over that. They're building, they're doing what they do, so they can get ready to move in. Okay? Because all right. So happy Monday, everybody. It's December 12th. I think I said it like 3-4 times. I'm just excited. I'm a little nervous. I tell y'all, every time I come on live, I get very nervous. And if you see me talking fast, like now, I'm very nervous. I feel like I go bite my tongue. So let me take it easy. Okay. Let me sip on some lemonade. How about that? Let me sip. Hold on. Y'all ever went to the fried chicken joint? That I said like fries and chips and fries. No, chips and fries is the same thing. Like fish and chips and stuff like that. But it's like Arab people. They always have lemonade. And it's always the largest cup for like $300. Okay? $300 for this large lemonade. But it be going down good. Ice and everything ain't too sweet, ain't too sour. Yes. Ooh, it nearly fall down. All right. That's all the nervousness. So let me see who's in here. Let's see. I'm going to go down. Hey, Tasha. Welcome, Natasha, Keisha, Karima, Shavanda, Tanisha. Who else is here? Mommy Elliot. Hey, guys. Hey, Tiffany. Hi. Hey, Sin. Welcome to Meet the Cousins, episode number 6. Guys, we made it through 1 week. 1 week, and it was phenomenal. If you ain't see the replay, if you missed out last week, you missed a lot, okay? How about that? You missed some good information, some good visuals. You missed it. Even if you don't own a lab, just the simple fact that you missed good information when it comes to entrepreneurship journey, when it comes to launching your lab, when it comes to just being a boss, you missed it. Hey, Trinae. So I need I need for y'all to make sure you subscribe to Salt and Stilettos. That's SALT, salt, like salt and pepper. N for Nancy. And stiletto, like a pair of women's stilettos. STILETTOS. Okay? Please subscribe on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. I think this week we have gained like 15 to 20. Listen, I know for sure I can get 500, okay? I need y'all to help me get to 500. I can't do it by myself. The viewers and the listeners, you guys gotta help me, okay? Like, don't y'all want to see me be great? Okay? If I'm great, you're great. Like, why not? Any which way, we are in episode number 6 of Meet the Cousins December holiday series. I must say, like, I've been getting an overwhelm. It has been overwhelming. Let me say that. Like, people have been reaching out and say, oh my God, I saw the live. I saw the replay. It's so inspiring. You motivate me. I want to join your program. I'm going to join your program. Or like, I'm ready to purchase the program now. Or I can't wait. I'm looking forward to working with you, even if it's not the lab. Like, guys, y'all don't even understand. Like, people have been reaching out. Thanks to you all. This is not just me. Oh, this is not just me. This is for you, the viewers, the listeners, those who participated, the cousins, okay? I appreciate y'all. I thank God for y'all all the time. All the time, okay? I thank God for you all the time, okay? So happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. Hey, Natasha. Oh, I think I said hi to you already. Hey again. No. Hey, Natasha. I think you just came in. Welcome again to episode number 6 of Meet the Cousins. Tonight we have a guest speaker by the name of Karima Estrada. She is a RVP and the owner of her own financial institution. And she's going to be here with us tonight. We're doing it a little different because, of course, y'all want to meet the cousins. But I wanted to kind of add a little variety to this. Hey, Portia, because I want y'all to see it's not just about lab. Launching your lab is just about the whole entrepreneurship journey. Launching a business, stepping out on faith, like getting coached, being mentored by individuals who are in the same industry that you're in with more knowledge. Inspiration. I wanted to be able to incorporate that and have 1 or 2 persons speak on my behalf. Those who know me, of course, they know me, know who I am, know who I was prior to where I'm at now, all of that. So I definitely want to incorporate guest speaker. I think we're going to have 2 for this series. I'm trying to be picky about who I choose because I want to definitely get someone, an individual who knows me, whether they know me from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, or 1 year ago, but have actually seen my growth, seen the journey that I've been on, blood, sweat, and tears, seeing the hard work, not about praising me, just being able to let y'all listeners know that if I could do it, you could do it too, okay? If me, Aimee Latoya Wallace could do it, y'all can do it, okay? You hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I am saying? Okay. Listen, let me do a little sidebar. So let me tell y'all something. I have a video to put up that's called The Big Chop. Because, baby, nobody can tell me that my hair don't look cute in this finger wave, okay? Let me tell you. You know how they say once you go black, you never go back. Once I go short, I ain't going back long. Listen, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Listen, I am loving my red hair, okay? You know how there's a period with a TT, period, okay, I am not going back. At least not now. Maybe later on. I am loving the shot. Listen. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. Ayu. Where I come from, Ayu means you all, okay? But I'm about to speak pure Virgin Island twang. We call it twang. Ayu. I am loving this cut. First of all, I don't gotta get up and comb my hair, flat iron my hair, curl my hair, plait my hair, wet my hair, bro. I ain't gotta do nothing. I just gotta get up, say God, thank you. Take a shower. Makeup, if I have to do makeup, lashes, which I don't do makeup throughout the day. I only be going home lunchtime to get dressed for this afternoon for lives, okay? As I going all day with just my lashes and my brows. But let me tell you, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. This supposed to make me get ready faster because I ain't got to do my hair. But I find I be taking longer to get ready. Longer to get ready. I don't know if it's my brows that just taking more time or the lashes that's taking and I got to take it over again. I don't know, but it's supposed to be making me get ready at least 15, 20 minutes faster. It seems like 15, 20 minutes longer. I don't know, but guys, I just tell you. Are you? 2 weeks ago or last weekend, we had a content day in a billionaire, not a millionaire, because I thought it was a millionaire, but it's a billionaire. A billionaire's mansion in Orlando. Let me tell you, hey Janet, hey Andrea, we did our content day in a billionaire mansion. I don't care. I've been in a lot of big houses. And I ain't bragging. I'm just saying. I've been in a lot of big houses, a lot of huge houses. But this one was on a different, this was just different. And I was like, this is what money look like? Because it smell on me. The smell of that type of money on me. You know what I mean? So God, I don't know what you're doing, but I know you're doing it. You got to do it fast and quick, because that house was nice, okay? The pictures to die for. The video to die for. Let me tell you. I seen America's Next Top Model. All right, let me get started. I'm done. So, good evening to everyone. I was just trying to, warm up, and I'm nervous. I'm telling you, I'm nervous. I'm hot. Like I'm hot. I'm like burning up. All right. Good evening, Tanya. All right, we ready now. Meet the Cousins, episode 6 with Karima Estrada. Go ahead and send the request so I can add you in. I hope we don't get the same issue that we had last week, because And guys, please excuse the noise on the back. What? I'm telling y'all. Y'all could hear that noise? Can y'all hear this noise? Because it's annoying. But gotta get paid, so. All right, I am sending the request, but it's not allowing me to add you. So Karima, come out and come back in and send the request again, please. I don't understand. It keeps saying unable to add guests. They can't join broadcast at this time. So go ahead out and come back in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please share this live, everybody. It's Meet the Cousins, episode 6 with your girl, Toya Wallace, better known as Toya Pink, the trainer's coach. And we have our guest speaker, Karima Estrada. All right, let's see if this is going to work this time. All right, let's see. It's a add in. Wait, let's see if this gonna come to God, please. Let us come to please. Yes!
All right. Hey. Can you see and hear me?
Hey girl.
Hey, boo. Yes, you talk. You talk. You.
I need you to know that we coming through with this red hair and what they call, what lady called Marilyn Monroe. I'm Black Marilyn Monroe. Not everything about Marilyn Monroe, but the look. Okay, I'm the Black Marilyn Monroe. Okay, because I ain't taking nobody's husband. I ain't doing none of that. Okay. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Good evening once again. Those who are just joining us, we have on Meet the Cousins, episode 6, Miss Karima Estrada.
Hello.
Regional Vice President, big boss, owner of her own financial institution, okay? Like, what you talking about? Like, I got friends in high places too, okay? Not only you. I got friends with money, okay? I got friends with money.
He's a mess.
I'm putting the business out there, but I got friends with money, okay? I got friends with accolades, stuff, okay? Owning big business and big financial institutions, okay? So, blood, sweat, and tears, nights, trainings, education, knowledge, networking, a lot of no's to one yes for her to get there. So I welcome you guys to Meet the Cousins, episode 6 with guest speaker Karima. Karima, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello.
Where you're from, all of that.
All right. Well, you. I was dying when you said that. I was like, oh, Lord, she took it back home. But yes, my name is Karima Estrada. And yes, you are right. I am a regional vice president with PFS Financial. I'm one of their owner operators. So I do have my own location, of which I'm sitting in right now. I am originally from the Virgin Islands, VI Massive. Yes, and Toya and I go way, way, way back. So I guess I don't know what we're gonna talk about tonight. So maybe we'll be talking about that. I don't know, but yes. Hi, everybody.
Yes, this is Karima. We know each other. We go way back. She's actually a fairy godmother to my daughter.
Yes,
she was there. She was there someplace. I'm just gonna give her a backstory. She was probably in the other room while
on conception and delivery.
Yeah, she was there. Okay, she was there when I was Brianna, like really making Brianna, like really making her. And yeah, in birth, she was there. Okay, so yeah, she was there for at least 16 years. How about that? 16. Mm-hmm. That is a long time. Okay, because people don't last 2 days. So that's a long time. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. So back in college, when I thought I wanted to do fashion design, but no, I was just following boyfriend, and then I got kicked out of school because I was fighting and I got restraining order on me. That's what happened. I could definitely remember that. Okay, while that. But anyhow, like she said, she is a regional vice president. She's the owner operator of her own financial institution, her own location, and y'all could hear that back in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not. I know it's not bothering me. I hope it's bothering the viewers. But
okay, so guys, don't worry. Like, listen, don't worry about that. So, I think we kind of tell it, but you can go ahead and tell it. How did you come across me? When we first met, how did we get connected? Mm-hmm. Not me now, but me then. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we met in college. We were in college at the same time. And I think I was an RA at the time. So those of you guys who have ever lived on campus know that an RA stands for resident assistant, which is usually a student worker. And so we had, it's every semester we always had like a group of people, coming in from the Virgin Islands, and we would be excited, to meet those new people coming in, to the school from the Virgin Islands. And, I ended up meeting Ima through that little group that we had. And let me tell you, Ima always had a personality, okay? She always had this like bright personality. You're gonna know she's in the room when she arrives. Always been very determined, very straightforward, and really loved by so many people. Like, Ima had that personality. Like, if you don't love her, you're gonna hate her. It's like either or. It's either or. And then we ended up becoming very good friends, because a lot of the island people in college, we kind of stuck together a lot, just because, we just stick with what we're familiar with, and we had something in common. And so long story short, we ended up becoming roommates, and then ended up becoming very close friends. I was there with her when she conceived. That's a whole other story. But when she conceived my goddaughter, and then I had the honor of bringing her, Brianna, home from the hospital, and I had the honor of doing McDonald's runs when Ima was pregnant, when Toya was pregnant. Listen, and you had to, because she was your pregnant friend. So if she called you, it was like, I need McDonald's. You had to go get it, okay?
Back, no pickles, no onions.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, so that's how we met. And then we just, remained very good friends. After that, like I said before, Ima is one of those people, you're either gonna love her or you're gonna hate her. And I just had the privilege of loving her and developing a very good friendship with her throughout the years. And we've been able to maintain that friendship. We have one of those friendships that, we could not talk for like months, years. And then as soon as we link back up or we see each other, it's like we were just hanging out yesterday, right? And those type of friendships don't come easy, so I appreciate it. I mean, just over long, like, how old is Brianna? Yeah. So it's Jesus, we get old, girl.
For me, because you hit me, that's a long time.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yes, that's a long time. Yes. And to see you advance now, both of us in business, like when we were in school, I don't think both of us ever thought that we would be where we are now in business, that we would be entrepreneurs, that we would be helping us, because both of us, we help other people, you know, develop their business. That's crazy, huh? I never thought about it that way until now.
I thought I would have been, you know, working for Uncle Sam or doing what the normal American person's supposed to be doing, not me telling people what to do or whatever the case is, or helping people. So I just know that I knew what to do, but I didn't see me actually being in a position, you know, where I'm the boss, you know.
Yes.
But thank you.
You're welcome.
I know you're in the financial industry, right? And if everybody know about finance, listen, you need finances to do everything. It don't matter, right?
Yeah.
But there's different level of financial finance, right? So you're in the insurance agency, correct? And helping people to basically build generational wealth. Because if you know anything about insurance, that's how they build generational wealth, period, right? That is how they build generational wealth, like quicker than working a job, whatever the case. So since you've been in that field, like tell us how you got there as far as your entrepreneurship journey. Tell us how you got there. What that direction, because you were in graphic arts,
production,
communication arts, production. She was in media production. That's what she do, media production. That is her thing. And media production, she was a director for a big, it's still a big church. Yeah, probably the biggest church in Fort Lauderdale as far as I know. Okay, media director and everything like that. She's been in rooms with people that you see on TV and stuff like that. So you transition from that to tell us how was that transition and what's interest into that direction.
Of course, yes. So when we were in school together, that you were in for fashion design, I went for video production. And when I graduated, I went directly into my field. So I was a television producer for about 6 years at what would be considered a mega church here in the South Florida area. And I was making decent money. And what I thought was decent money. Let me just correct that. What I thought was decent money. And what I realized, Toya, was what kind of started the shift for me is that I went to school. I had a bachelor's degree. I was $100,000 in student loan debt. $100,000 in student loan debt. That got a career that was paying me less, like half of what my student loan debt was. And every month I was still living paycheck to paycheck with a bachelor's degree. And I just kept saying to myself, like, this can't be life. Like, I loved what I did. Don't get me wrong. I loved what I did. I love my boss because I was able to do two of my passions, which was media arts and ministry. And my boss was my spiritual leader. So I loved my team. I loved the atmosphere of where I was and so forth. So that wasn't the problem. But the problem was that I knew that at 30 years old, 31 years old, that I wasn't going to be making more money than what I was making at that time. And I said to myself, I said, this can't be life because I went to school for this and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. And this is what all the adults told you to do, right? Oh, go to school, get a good job, find something you love to do, and then do it for the rest of your life. And then apparently that was supposed to be the answer to everything. And I wasn't like, oh, they're like spending my money crazy or doing I was doing the right, paying rent, insurance, car note, groceries, you know, all of these things. And at the end of my check, I had maybe like $150 left over, and I'm 30 years old. And I was just like, wait a minute, something is wrong. And I figured maybe it was something that I was doing. So I went and saw a financial advisor who ended up taking advantage of me and taking advantage of the situation because I wasn't knowledgeable about finances. Like, he was talking a whole bunch of terminology that they didn't teach us in school. They didn't teach, so we don't know about these things. We don't know what a Roth IRA. Most people don't know what a Roth IRA is, what the Rule of 72 is. They don't know, you know, about investing their money and growing their money. And so, long story short, I ended up running into a friend of mine who was a part of my organization. And he said, you know, hey, you have got to, you know, get with my supervisors because they're going to teach you everything that you need to know. And long story short, you know, very desperate, you know, I drove down to Miami and I met with these financial advisors, and in the space of an hour, okay, they were able to teach me so much about money and how money works, and what the wealthy people knew that the middle class and the lower class, I hate using that terminology, but the middle and the lower class of America did not know. And I'm like, why don't we know these things? Why aren't Americans teaching these things to the children in school? Why aren't we learning these financial principles? And there's a reason for it. It's because they want to keep you at where you are at. They want to keep you as an employee, because they make more money if you're working for them. And then, of course, the government backs that, because the government loves the business owner, because business owner creates jobs, and then jobs better the economy. So it was just like, I had an epiphany moment on me understanding that my destiny was in my own hands. And I realized that true financial freedom was going to be being your own business owner. Like, point blank, period. True financial freedom. And I decided to partner with an organization that had already had everything laid out for me. Okay. They already had the secret formula. All I needed to do was follow it, and I did. You know, my first year I was very nervous, but my first year I made over $30,000 part-time. Okay, on top of my current salary. So I was already close to pushing 100K. And then I decided to step out on faith, like you talk about, you know, with entrepreneurship and, you know, people opening their studio and people opening their centers. Like, that takes guts. It takes faith. So congratulations to those of you guys who stepped out to be an entrepreneur. I'm so passionate about that because a lot of people don't know, Toya, that we walk by faith every single day as an entrepreneur, every single month. Now, we enjoy doing it because there's a lot of perks that come with it, you know what I'm saying? But it is walking by faith. And so my second year, I decided to go full time into entrepreneurship. And I'm so glad I did, because I doubled my income. I started making over 100,000. You know, I'm on track to crossing over 200,000 in income. And it's just, the sky is the limit. Like, I pray to God I don't ever have to go back to a 9-to-5, that I can keep this success going. But when I tell you the level of freedom that comes with being an entrepreneur, the level of both time freedom and financial freedom is a beautiful thing. And I realized that once I made that transition, that I didn't want to go back. So that's kind of my story, you know, on how I transitioned into becoming a full-time entrepreneur in financial services. And we don't just do insurance, by the way. It's also to anything with financial planning, right? You know, it's really, what we really do is we teach people how money works. We teach people the money game, even with entrepreneurs, because as an entrepreneur, you have to learn, including myself, because I made some mistakes when I started making that kind of money, girl. I wasn't managing that thing right. You start seeing all them checks coming in, you start going crazy. Because you ain't never seen that kind of money before. So even as an entrepreneur, for those of you guys that are watching are entrepreneurs, there's a specific way that you have to monitor your money, and you have to structure your money and respect your money. Okay, and the number one rule is save your money. If you save your money will save you. Okay. So yeah. So anyways, Toya, so that's how I crossed over into entrepreneurship.
Okay, and I was going to ask you, what services do you offer in your business?
Oh, yeah. The number one service that we offer is insurance. Not just to do insurance, but as a financial planner, which is my official title, there's a concept in financial services called a financial house. And so when we sit with the client, we know the terminologies and all of that kind of stuff, but the client doesn't. So we have to break it down to them in a way that they can easily understand it. And so we have a concept called the financial house. And so when you're building a house, the first thing you're going to do is make sure you have a solid foundation, right? You don't want to build on not so solid ground. There's a Bible scripture that talks about that. And so the financial foundation of any family, whether you're married, single, business owner, entrepreneur, whatever, is going to be to protect your income. You've got to protect the money. You've got to protect the bag. Everybody talks about going after the bag, but no one talks about protecting that bag, right? Because somebody could come and steal it. Somebody could come and take it from you. So the first thing is protecting that bag. And the best way to do that is with income protection and also known as life insurance. And then the next thing we do is investments. We teach people how to multiply the bag, right? How to make that bag work for you instead of you having to go and work for it. One of the things that I love that we teach people is that all our lives, Toya, including yourself, our parents, and they didn't know any better, they taught us how to go work for money, but no one ever taught us how to make money work for us. And that's so important that when we get the money, we now have to give that money an assignment, right? And so we have to tell that money what we want it to do. And of course, you're going to tell your money you want it to multiply, baby. Come on. Right? And then and so forth. We also do mortgages. We're a mortgage broker. We do kids college because a lot of parents want to start saving for their kids. They don't know how. So anything really dealing with financial services, we do. Anything managing your money, helping you get out of debt, even to certain extents of helping you build back your credit and manage everything, we got you. We just sit down with the client from point A to point B, get them on a good track. And the thing about it is, it's free.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to definitely let you leave your information below, well, in the comments, so you could, if anybody want to. Listen, I ain't bringing nobody on here that I would never use, I won't refer you to.
That's true. She's a client.
Offer in her financial institution some of the services we offer over here, because when I launched my lab was not about just launching a lab to collect blood or collect urine. What services can make me money that doesn't take a lot of my time. That's what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So let's see. So this is an interview, so I got these questions for you. Y'all hearing? Thought it's working. And I'm training her while we're on this thing, okay? But it's okay. All right. How can the viewers or the audience find you, like your information, anything about you? Go ahead and tell them, those who are listening. Of course, you'll put it in the chat as well.
Yeah, of course. I'll share my number with you guys in the chat. But you can find me on Facebook, IG. It's just Karima_Estrada. Let me go ahead and post my number here for you guys. And just let me know, let me know if you watch this live and you're contacting me from this live. Let me just say the code word Toya, so I know that's who, is contacting me from, because I definitely want to make sure I shout out Toya. And she is also one of my business partners as well. So I want to make sure that she gets credit for everything that she does. But yeah, you can contact me on social media, Karima_Estrada, or you can call my number. I just posted it in the chat, 860-614-1884.
Yes, because Keisha, we was actually speaking today. And she did ask me about life insurance, and I said I do have a very, very, very good friend that does it. Matter of fact, that's the guest speaker that's going to be on here today. So make sure you tune in, because
of course, I got you, Keisha. I'll take care of you.
Okay, so let's see. What are your long-term goals when it comes to the next 3 years? Because how long you've been opening? How long you've been an RV?
I've been technically I've been a regional vice president, I think about 2.5 years now. And I have been through 3 years, and I've been with the organization a total of 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it hit 5 years this year. Mm-hmm. So
you basically promoted yourself. And
yeah, promoted myself. And that's what I love about what we do. And that's true entrepreneurship, when you are in control of your money. You are in control of, how much you make, your own salary. And that's the beautiful thing about running a business. Again, it comes with challenges, and Toya and I can tell you that there are challenges that come with being an entrepreneur, but there is a lot of freedom, and how much money you make is hard.
Yeah.
Right?
For someone, your number is capped. It don't matter if you work in salary. I'm salary and I'm working less hours, but hey, when they say show up, you got to show up.
Yeah.
You don't get paid overtime. And even if your hourly pay, yeah, you get paid overtime, but it's only so much hours you can work. It's on the hours max out after a whole week. What else can you do? You know what I mean? So
right.
when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's the up and down thing, but you have control over, like, listen, I want to go hard. I know how to get this extra 1,000, this extra 3,000, this extra 30,000. I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing numbers. That's one of the things that I learned from my first coach. How one of the main things, and some people use that strategy, and it's a very good strategy. How many things you have to sell,
yes,
to get the number that you want. Meaning, if you want $100, how many items do you have to sell to get 100? How many people sell it to? Do you make it a high ticket situation where it's $25 per item, so you only have to service 4 people, or a small ticket item where it's $10 per person, right? So that means 10 people versus 4 people. So knowing your numbers, knowing, I said, when it comes to financial education, that is something that we have not been taught. Something that even if you're taught, it was taught to you, but applying and executing is the next thing, because I can learn about right there. I can know something, but watch somebody doing something and try what they do, and just by trying, that's execution. So not just being taught that education or that knowledge, but actually executing it. Because then when you execute it, that's when you're going to be able to see stats. You're going to be able to see, okay, this works, this formula worked, this didn't work, whatever the case may be. So when it comes to finance, the reason why I brought her here too is because it's finance. Like, listen, you need money. You need money. If you need money to run a business, whatever, because not only that, as entrepreneurs, guess what? We don't have 401ks unless we put that in place. We don't have insurance unless you put that in place. As in, when you're working for a job, a company, they pay in it for you, go halfway, depending on who you're working for, and stuff like that. In entrepreneurship, you gotta get that on your own. It don't matter if you have a medical plan, you have to pay it. You don't have another company going in 50% with you or anything like that. You understand? When it's 401k, you gotta set up your retirement plan. But guess what? You gotta do it on your own. You understand what I'm saying?
That's good, Toya, because that's one of the things that we do with entrepreneurs. Is we have to help them set up that health plan, help them set up that life insurance plan, help them set up that retirement savings, right? Because at work, you can just go to your HR department, take out that 401k plan. Usually sometimes your employer is matching it by a certain percent, and you feel like, okay, I'm good. But as an entrepreneur, you have to set that up. But the crazy thing is, guys, there is so much available to you as an entrepreneur for you to be able to save your money, maximize government-sponsored programs to grow your money. Right. You understand? So that's another thing too that entrepreneurs have to understand, is being disciplined when it comes to your money. That's why we have a saying that says your money, because eventually your money will save you. And so you have to, that's so good, Toya. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Like, you have to put that game plan together for yourself, and you also have to protect yourself. That's one of the services. I'm not trying to plug my business, but that's one of the services that we offer too, is legal protection for business owners. Do you have?
And I offer that as part of her team, because I'm listen, people that are part of my team, she's my coach. She's one of my financial coach when it comes to this part of the insurance thing. That's a service I offer. Okay.
Yes.
You've probably heard of it around. Understand what I'm saying? So that's something that we offer in our lab. Okay?
Yes, please, guys, like, make sure that you have that protection on you, and make sure that your business is protected. And I'm not talking I'm not going to talk numbers, because I'm not trying to plug services, but Toya can. But when I tell you it's extremely affordable, and I have seen so many business owners get sued. Guys, please protect yourself. They get sued, and legally, you live in America. Everybody is so happy in America. Okay, so make sure you have legal services on your behalf, where if somebody comes to you, somebody don't pay you, somebody is slandering your name because they didn't like your service,
or in the information, I want to sell it
Somebody want to do chargebacks when they got their stuff. I know. If
all of that, guys, you need to be able to have, you need to be able to have your lawyer pick up the phone and make a call to that client and say, hey, we're calling from such and such law firm on behalf of our client, the name of your business, and be like, we're in search of those lost products that were stolen or whatever the case may be. You want that legal services on your side. Now, I don't know why we kind of redirected this way. Maybe both Toya and I are big believers, and so we follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. So somebody watching this, this is probably the reason you are hearing this now, is because God knows that something is coming, or the enemy is coming to try to attack your business legally. And so what you need to do is, if you're listening to this, you need to get with Toya. And again, we're not plugging this. We're just having fun as entrepreneurs and supporting each other, but get with Toya. Okay, get with Toya. I'll definitely be there to assist her and say, hey, Toya, I need that legal, I need to be able to have that legal services on behalf of my business, so that we can go ahead and get you protected and help you with that. So but I'm glad you talked about that, Toya, because that was important. And Toya, if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have a savings plan in place, you just spending money and you're not saving, that's my love. Please.
I mean, I know I talk a lot about Launch Your Lab, but yeah, let me tell you something. As much as I teach Launch Your Lab, I'm making sure I'm good, okay? As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I'm not just here to tell y'all open your lab. I need you to open your lab and your doors can stay open. Mm-hmm. Not about just getting customers to pay you for lab services. Making sure your business can stand on its own by itself in case somebody decides to come, don't like you slip and fall. Anything happen. Not only that, expenses. A lot of times entrepreneurs, we as entrepreneurs who come in with no cushion, no money, we basically using our 9-to-5 job money, borrowing from here and there, or whatever the case is, taking loans out and stuff. Knowing the finances, what your opportunities are, how you're able to, build that wealth, not just in this business. My lab alone ain't gonna make me wealthy, because I skip rich. I ain't want to be rich, wealthy. My lab alone ain't gonna make me wealthy. Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see things I'm doing? Yeah.
Multiple streams.
Okay.
Multiple streams. Talk about it.
That word, multiple streams, as a cliche, but I'm doing all these things. But in me doing all these things, it doesn't, it's not hard labor. It's not hard labor. It's easy. Send a text message, send an email, do this, everything electronic, whatever the case is. But I'm making sure that, because I know my lab alone is not going to make me wealthy. I'm not LabCorp yet. I'm not Quest yet, but it's not going to make me wealthy, right? So I have other things in place. Legal services, different all of those things are in place because I am a full-time entrepreneur. So I got to make sure that I am good. And the reason we're sharing this information is so y'all can know, like, hey, this ain't just about me. This is for you all too. I made sure I didn't bring somebody else, a guest speaker to talk about the lab. I bring a guest speaker that talks about something else outside of the lab, because we have enough cousins for the lab, okay? So I have to bring someone else that will talk about entrepreneurship, finances, okay? But thank you, Karima. I appreciate it. So, what was your struggle when you were setting up your business? Like, what hardship or what was your struggle or hardship or experiences, negative experiences that you experienced when you was transitioning over, building, wanting to give up? Like, what would you share that with us, and then give us some positive insight on how to, like, keep us focused, keep the listeners focused, let them these are new individuals going into business, or they may be seasoned already, but let them hear like a point of view from someone else.
Yeah. One of the things I struggle with, which I think a lot of other entrepreneurs struggle with, is belief. So my first goal, right, was, can I do this? And so I think that's the thought process of a lot of people. There's so much security in your 9-to-5. So you just show up to work, and as long as you do what you're supposed to do legally, you have legal ground for that employer to pay you. So transitioning over from an employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset was definitely, can I do this? The fear of, oh God, am I going to be able to succeed at this? And that's why I stayed part-time the first year, to kind of build my knowledge base, you know, and to build my clientele, you know, to make sure that I understood what I was doing. And so I encourage you guys that are watching, whether you're opening a lab or not, in all you're getting, right? Get understanding, you know, and get a knowledge base on your industry and what you're doing. So that was the one thing that I struggle. I know, girl, we're gonna get on here and start preaching. Okay, that was
on top behind that is so good. That is,
you know, it was that fear. And once I overcame that fear, and what helped me overcome my fear was when God confirmed that this is what he would have me do. When I knew that becoming an entrepreneur was a God move. See, I had received the word, a confirming word that I was going to be successful at this and that I can move forward with this, you know, and so once I got that confirming word, I still had to walk by faith. Okay. Because when you receive a prophetic word and you done laid out in the spirit, you got to get up and live it. Okay, you've got to live by faith. You've got to live through until you see that word manifest. Okay, and so that would have been another struggle, I would say, is you know, continuing to keep my faith and continuing to know that, okay, this is what I want to do. It was a fire burning in me that, you know, I want to do this, like I got to do this, you know. And then so that was the second challenge. I would say the third thing was in those hard times where you don't feel like being motivated, you're not seeing the manifestation of the income that you want, or you know, the things that you want to happen in your business. Continue to speak those things that are not as though they were. And if you want me to, I'll do a tour if you wanted to. But the office that I'm sitting in right now, I spoke it into existence. I spoke my 6-figure salary into existence. And I didn't just speak it into existence, but I did the work necessary to get it done. So when I was getting no's from clients, or I was getting no's from business partners, I didn't let it deter me. You know, I stayed steadfast in my vision and what I wanted to do. And I think that that's one of the things that I appreciate about you, Toya, is that you have this level of faith that you have tapped into. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she has what I like to call, my pastor has the same thing, crazy faith. You understand what I'm saying? What if they get a word or they don't get a word? Once they have something in their mind and in their hearts, they are going to go after it. And every time I see Toya, she doesn't even know this. I'm telling her this for the first time, but she inspires me because it don't matter. Toya, she's always doing something different. She's such an entrepreneur. And when you see people like that, grab hold of them, okay? Because they're going somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? So that trickle, that blessing and that anointing is going to trickle down. It's going to trickle down on you. But anyway, so I don't get into preaching. I think those were the 3 challenges. And then the other one, oh, here's a good one, is, woo, ladies, this one is for y'all. The success of your business is not in your emotions. Ooh,
man. That's for me. If nobody take it, that is for me.
Listen, the success, the money that you want, the success that you want, the numbers that you want, you are not going to find it at the bottom of your feelings. We as women have to come out of our feelings and our emotions. We let our emotions dictate our actions so much. That's why a lot of companies, especially Fortune 500 companies, they hesitate, okay, when putting a woman into position, because naturally, guys, okay, naturally, we are more emotionally driven because we were built by God to be nurturers. So we're a little bit more in tune to our feelings. And because we're more in tune to our feelings, we tend to sometimes let our feelings dictate us. But listen, I'm telling you, you got to get out of your feelings and get into the numbers. This is what I tell my team all the time, because sometimes you get a client that tells you no, or you get a client that says, hey, I'm coming in to do labs, and they don't do labs.
Man, I just said this on this phone call. I just said this. Dakisha, I just said this. I literally said this to her. Like, all these no's.
Yeah, all of the no's, guys. If Toya and I had listened to all of the no's that we have gotten, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be here today. But listen, the no's are there to build you. You have to see, here's the thing. Here's what I understand. Like when people tell you no, it's really a testing of your faith. How bad do you really want this thing? Because the only difference between myself and Toya, who's, you know, doing this thing full time and making 6 figures or whatever the case may be, the only difference between us and you or somebody watching this is that we stuck it out. We got the nose and kept going. We kept moving by faith. We kept this thing going and it paid off. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't allow it. Now, did we get trapped a little bit by our emotions along the way? Yeah. You know, there were some times, you know, we're not going to be hypocritical. You know, there were some times where we were just, you know, it got the best of us and we got frustrated or we got angry and, you know, and we let that steam out. But then you're able to collect yourself and keep going. So I don't know who needed to hear that part too. Like, get out of your feelings. That was something I struggled with. I felt like I would be so much further along in my business and where I want to go. I think Toya talked about that, where I see myself in 5 years, but I would have been so much further along if I understood early on to control my emotions, to get out of my feelings and to get the numbers done. Because entrepreneurship or being successful at a business, it's all about numbers. I don't care if you're in real estate, you have a drug testing lab, you're in financial services, you're baking cakes. Toya talked about it. She said you have to know your numbers. You have to know that if you bake cakes and your goal is to make an extra $1,000 at the end of the month, you have to know how many cakes do you have to bake. Everybody knows that. Starbucks knows that. Starbucks knows that they got to have at least 300 people come through the doors and at least another 200 go through the drive-through and buy at least $5 or spend at least $5 for them to hit their numbers that particular month or week or day to keep them in the black and not go in the red. So as an entrepreneur, as owning your own lab or whatever company you have to know your numbers. You got to know, how many clients do I need to close? How many people do I need coming through my doors in order to hit your numbers? And when you know that, every day that you get up, every day that you go to your lab, every, you know, day that you're that you're at the office or whatever the case may be, you know how much you have to market. You know how much phone calls you have to make. You know how much, you know, activity you have to do to be able to hit those numbers and get that thing done. Okay, so I know we don't went off.
This is good, and trust me, this is good. This is good. Karima did say something that's imperative. A lot of people go off of, okay, well, Toya, you're already successful. You already reached. And I'm like, no, I am not already. I mean, I'm successful. But trust me, I ain't tapping to what I know I can tap into. I ain't tapping to where I know I'm supposed to be. My emotions is one of them that kept me back. But because I recognize, I learn, I apply, I execute. I say, okay, God, help me. I change my prayer and say, God, if my emotions is taking over my next level, I need you to numb that thing, do something with it, okay? I know I don't have control over it. I need you to have control over it. So you recognize, you may have an issue, you may have a problem. When you recognize that problem and you address it, not with a person, but with God, he is going to fix that for you. But you have to be willing, because he already know the end. He already know if you're going to get it, if you ain't going to get it. You don't know what you're going to get from what you're going to get from what you wouldn't get. And another thing she said, when I say people believe, like, okay, people are like, oh, she got it going on, whatever the case is. Listen, my first year, and I shared this with somebody 2 days ago, my first year in the lab, I didn't make no money. Let me explain to you what I mean by I ain't making no money, because I mean I make no money, right? But whatever I invest, and I invested in everyone who been in my program, what you guys are investing, that ain't nothing to what I invested. Because Toya, I don't think small level, not saying you are, I'm telling you with me, I don't think, okay, small level. When I wanted to launch a lab, I didn't buy furniture for one room. I bought furniture for 4 and 5 rooms. I didn't buy one printer. I buy printer for every room that I want to possibly have. I didn't buy one pack of paper, I bought enough that could supply a building with 4 rooms, 5 rooms. Where did I put those stuff? In storage, in my office at my house, right? Because it prepared me for bigger. Because when I know I have it, I know I ain't just trying to stay there, right? Mm-hmm. My first year, so I spent a lot of money. In my first year, what I spent, and when I tell you I spent a lot of money, I mean $5,000. I'm talking about 20-something, $30,000. You might be like, really? Yes. You don't have to, obviously, because I'm charging you $199 to launch your lab, right? You don't have to. I know as a boss, that's what it is. I'm a big boss. Like, that's what it is. That's what God have for me, right? I know what it is that I want to do, where I want to go, the amount of things that I'm doing, you know. So my first year, I studied my business.
Yeah.
When y'all reach out to me and say, Toya, I had a customer who come in, boom, 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 boom. I don't have to go look at my notes. I don't got to go look at, I just say, all right, where you at? I could be in the bathroom in hell. Not in hell, no. I could be down the street in the supermarket picking up groceries from Publix. All right, log onto your computer. Look to the top right. Look to the top left. There's a button here. Boom, boom, boom. They said, no, I ain't seen it. It's there. You ain't seen it because you ain't looking, but I know it's there. Oh, I see it now. I know it's there. And I can tell you, boom, 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 boom. I can go, because guess what? While I wasn't making money, I was studying the business. I was studying the industry. I was looking over my notes. I was like, okay, well, how can I get this client? How can I do this? How can I do that? When I hear little acronyms, I'm like, I don't know what it is. I Google it, I search it. I will call a company or contractor that I'm contracted with. What does this mean? Boom, boom. I don't care if I sound stupid, because guess what? I gonna get paid. Guess what now? Guess what now? Just me training alone, I have hit 140. I only showed y'all 97. I showed y'all 97K 2 nights ago. I checked my other merchant. I hit 140K from teaching, not from anything else. I make from other things, but from teaching alone, 140 in 1 year. Not even a year. Not even a year. 9 months. But you know why? It's not bragging. You know why? Because I know my information. When I tell you I purchased this thing for $199 and I get stuff for $99, do what I tell you to do.
Yes. You got to be coachable.
And say, baby, I don't care what you got to do. Purchase it on sale, because it worth way more than that. And if you take what I'm telling you, you are going to be able to be knowledgeable about the business. When somebody walk in, you know what to do, what not to do. You understand what I'm saying? I studied my business as much as I was like, man, I want a customer come, but guess what? Sometimes we want a customer come and we don't know what to do. We don't know what to say when they ask a question. We don't know. We don't know. So sometimes when you don't get that client walking through that door, you need to be going in your operational manual, studying it and trying to see, like, what that's about, and this and that. You understand something? You want to, if no customer coming in, you're supposed to be watching these replays. You're supposed to be watching the hands, and you're supposed to be practicing. You're supposed to be studying this sheet back to back, because people don't pay you for what they pay you for what you know. Pay you for what. If I decide to walk away from lab services now, I'm still gonna be good, because one thing is knowledge. People teach my information and go sell it, and they still can't tap me. I ain't bragging. What I'm saying is, because I didn't launch in 30 days and go ahead and start selling the stuff. I didn't launch in 6 months and say I want to start training people. Nah, a whole 365 days when I was getting customers like that, I was in my office day to day, paying rent on a place, and I was studying my business. No. So that's when she said earlier, she worked part-time so she could get knowledge. That is going to make you successful in your company. Nobody should know your company better than you. Nobody should know your company better than you. You're supposed to know your company. If I tell my daughter right now, Brianna, go in the storage room, second row to the back, the fifth, I don't know, the fifth box behind of it, there's a box. When I tell her, I know everything about my business. So I was speaking to my mother and I said, Ma, man, man, mommy, I don't want to brag, right? I don't want to brag, but mommy, I know this thing for real. And I was surprised. I know this thing for real. I know this thing. Like, I say, on the level where I'm at, I know this thing for real. I'm about to launch a lab in Carolina, right? And I know when that person asks me to do this, right? I know when that person asks me to do this. They ain't know, they just boom, do this. I'm about to launch. When I tell her, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about, because this gonna be on another level. But I'm trying to tell you know why? Because I know. Study your business. If you ain't get no clients coming in, study your business. Go to your operational manual. Create stuff in your business to operate your company. This is your company. Know your numbers. Listen, my rent is this amount. What other services can I incorporate to cover this rent until this pick up?
Yeah.
Don't give up because people ain't coming and urinating in a cup, or companies. No. What else? What other skills that you had prior to this that can be incorporated because you have a computer and a keyboard and a mouse, right? Mm-hmm. So that means, are you good in writing? Then you should be charging people, doing people biographies. Mm-hmm. Biographies for people, because so many people need a biography on themselves to put on their website. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you are a writer, you should be helping people with resume. That's another service that you don't have to go nowhere. You stay in your office on your computer and you do offer that service. If you write bios for people, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to maximize your skills, able to get that money. Period. You gotta know how many services. I know, like I have said before, urine tests all day. Yeah. Give me 2 hair test clients and I'm making $500 in 1 hour. When for urine, I got to take 50 clients. If an employer is paying me 10, 15, I got to take 50 clients for that. When I could cut 2 people hair. 2 people. Mm-hmm. What you think? I know my number. I know my number. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to the financing part, I really wanted to have somebody to speak on it, because just knowing, even if it's just a little bit, just knowing, study your business. Yeah. Study your last question, Karima, where do you see yourself in 3, 5, 10 years?
Okay. All right. So 5 years, I'm retired. 5 years, I'm retired. I am done. I have a mentor right now who is 36 years old and make
what's her name?
Mika. Yes. Her name is Mika. Yes. And she is she's 35, 36, and makes $1.6 million a year in the financial service industry. And she has set herself up to where she no longer has to see a client for the rest of her life. And so I am following that lead. And here's the thing about being an entrepreneur too, guys. There's a difference between, there's a difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. Okay, so what is the difference between the two? A person who is self-employed, they own a job. They pay themselves. But if they are not there, okay, if they are not present, a dentist, a hairstylist, if they're not doing hair, if they're not fixing somebody's teeth, they don't make money. So they are what's considered self-employed, right? They own their job. But a business owner owns a system. A business owner has residual income. A business owner has several streams of income. You see what I'm saying? And so a business owner is able to go to Dubai for 2 weeks and still make money. And I remember the first time I saw that being done, I went with some business partners. I was gifted a trip to Mexico, all expenses paid. And I was sitting, it was a couple that I was with. And I'm sitting in the car and I'm watching them, Toya. I'm watching them spending money. And they're doing the rental car and they're paying for the resort. And we went snorkeling and all of these things. And they're paying for it. And his phone, the husband's phone, kept going off. And I'm like, well, what is that? And he's like, it's awesome that I'm not in the office. I'm in Mexico spending money, and as I spend money, I'm making money. His phone was going off because his residual income was coming in. And I remember being mind blown when I saw that. And I'm just like, because we weren't exposed to it. So when you're not exposed to something, you don't know that it exists. And then when you become exposed to it, now you can make a decision on whether or not you want to pursue that. So that's what I'm pursuing. 5 years from now, I see my business on autopilot. My goal is to, partner with 7 to 10 money motivated, competitive, business-minded men and women that want the same thing that I do. They want that financial freedom. They want to be able to have that multiple streams of income, but not just multiple streams, but turn those multiple streams into residual. A lot of people are doing that now in real estate. That's another thing I see myself doing, Toya, 5 years from now, is once my business goes on autopilot, invest in real estate. In real estate property. That's another stream of income. That's residual income. Airbnb that sucker, right? So it's creating another stream of income. And so that's what I see myself doing. Definitely retire. I don't want to be over 40 years old and still working. I want to be over 40 years old. And if I'm working on something, it's maybe building another business or doing something in ministry, because both Toya and I are passionate about ministry work. And that's really it. I don't want to have to worry about money. I don't want to have to worry about my bills. My bills are paid a year in advance. You know, I'm able to travel and do the things that I want to do. I'm able to bless people in my family and in my organization and so forth. So that's where I see myself. You know, definitely, I won't call figures or numbers, but yeah, definitely 5 years from now, my business is on autopilot. I'm not having to see any clients anymore. I'm pretty much just meeting, you know, with my leaders and with my different office locations, because I will be opening 7 to 10 offices, and just meeting with the managers of those offices, making sure everything is running cool, and just jumping into real estate, you know, and getting that done. So let me ask you, Toya, though, where do you see yourself a year, 3 years, and 5 years from now?
A year from now, business-wise, real estate. I'm already in real estate. So I'm in real estate school to get my license as a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also getting into real estate investing. So I'm on buyers, sellers, both sides. So in 1 year, I already see myself doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
In about 5 years, I see myself owning corporate buildings. So it's going to be real estate, corporate buildings, to expand my businesses and to be able to offer offices for other individuals to be renting. I want to become the next, you know, like Randstad. Y'all know Randstad or Kelly Services or Esperion, those pre-employment agencies, those people. I want to become something similar to that, similar. I want to become the next, basically one of those all over the world, where I have pre-employment agencies, not helping people get jobs, but they hiring us as they hire their HR individual, or I-9 fingerprinting, those type of things. Anything to get your business, your employees ready to come into work. So my biggest goals is the real estate part of it. The lab, I'm changing the model, still keeping the lab, but in the model from lab more to pre-employment. So all that is going to come under it, but it's going to just be a different model. In about 5 years, my mansion is going to be built.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time because it's going to be big. Nobody can come. It's going to take you a lot. By the time you reach halfway to come to me, be like, I turn around. I'm going to just going back home. I see myself really, and I want to do corporate training. I already do corporate training, but corporate training as far as like traveling just to train. I mean, I travel to train at a different scale level, like international. I want to go into train. Even the lab business, not DOT, because DOT is state regulated from the United States, but training trainers how to become expert trainers in whatever they feel. Yeah, that's that.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
But thank you so much, Karima. I am glad that you accepted the invite. I'm glad you accepted the opportunity to talk to the viewers and the listeners. I know everybody got your phone number. She already told you to contact her. Make sure you subscribe to Salt and Stilettos so you could watch the replay. Go ahead and build up our subscribers list, because we need more subscribers, because I can't. Y'all can be just leave me hanging. Thank you so much, Karima, for joining. Thank you. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Meet the Cousins episode number 7. Thank you. Bye.